As a New Yorker, as a Brooklynite, and as the Republican chairman, I now have an enormous honor and a pleasure to introduce someone who every day in the New York City Council fights for responsibility, fights for decency, fights on the side of all New Yorkers. And not only is Joann Ariola a Republican, not only is she a responsible individual who fights for our rights in the City Council, but she is also the leader of the minority of Republicans in this City Council. She does not back down, she does not step down, and she does not tolerate irresponsible legislation. She immediately goes to fight for each and every one of us. First, she starts with her people in Queens, and then, because the word is City Council, fights for every New Yorker and every borough. It is my honor and my distinct pleasure. Would you please give a resounding applause to Councilwoman Joann Ariola. My honor. Please.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
What an amazing introduction. Thank you so much. There was Richie and I have something in common more than our love for this city and being a Republican and such, but I'm a former chair of the Republican Party in Queens County. And as a city council member, I was not able to continue as the chairperson. If I had won an assembly seat, a congressional seat, a Senate seat, I would still be the chair. And I must tell you that although I have an amazing chair in Tony Nunziato, I do miss it, I have to say. And luckily, he's so gracious to include me and to we work together. We call ourselves we're three people that really work hard in the county with three-legged stools. So it's really good. Yes, it's a difficult time in the city, a very difficult time. But we've had some major wins lately. I just want to talk about one win recently. It was historic last Monday when a vote came to the floor to disapprove a land use transfer for Bally's golf course now to become a casino. And our minority delegation of that day, I think we were 4 members out of 6, were able to change enough minds for it not to be approved. And it went down.
Thank you.
It went down. Because we don't give up. And I see Ari Kagan is in the audience. Ari and I, he was my first friend in 2021 when I was elected to the city council. Ari and I were at a table together and he was my first new friend, and we were friends from that day on. And I want to thank you for your service to the council and for your continued service to this borough. Thank you very much. Yes, we are a minority. But when you think about what we believe in, it's what the majority of people believe in this city. And let's go to what the chairman was saying about the mayoral race, because that is really so important right now. And I was listening, I'm going down that rabbit hole of reels, all about different races. And Curtis Sliwa was standing with someone from a young Republican organization. And the person said, you'll have a choice. The commie, the crook, the creep, or Curtis. Who are you going to choose? It's easy. The choice is clear. The choice is clear, but it's always a battle for us. And I want to thank your president, Jimmy Wagner. The amount of time and the amount of hours.
Yes.
No compensation that he fights for our unvaccinated, for anyone who is in a position where their constitutional rights are being violated. This man is an angel to us. And we will win on all those points that we're fighting for.
We are doing.
We will win. And when we're voting, think about what we're fighting for. We're fighting for municipal workers who were disenfranchised and their constitutional rights were taken from them because they did not want to take a vaccine for either medical or religious reasons. And they were not given a reasonable accommodation. And they lost their jobs or they were put on leave without pay. Do you hear any of the candidates for mayor saying that he will reinstate them? Just one.
Only one.
Just one. Do you hear any of the candidates saying that they will repeal the ill-conceived city of yes?
Only one.
Just one. Do you hear any of them saying that he will enhance law enforcement and empower law enforcement? Just one. That he will put money into our schools so our children can get the education that they need. Just one. I can go on and on and on, and all I will put up is one finger. And that's Curtis Sliwa. It is now his time. The other thing that he never did was give up. Curtis never went away. Where are all these people? Right? Cuomo went into hiding. Who ever heard of Mamdani? And the mayor, well, the mayor's in single digits. That says a lot. A seated mayor with single digit polling. But Curtis never stopped. And I really have like an affinity with that because I ran in 96. I ran in 2001. I ran in 2020. And I came in second in all those races, just in case you want to know. But I didn't stop. I remained a member of the community board. I started a civic association that now my chief of staff, Phyllis Inserillo, who's here with me tonight, who I literally, someone called her the other day the Joint Chiefs of Staff, which is true because she does the work of 10 people. So she's now the Joint Chief of Staff. But the thing is I didn't give up. And you cannot give up. You must remain involved. Be part of your precinct council. Be part of your community board. Be part of your community. Be an active member. None of them did that. None of them. The mayor has done everything he can, including inviting, welcoming over 200,000 illegal immigrants into our city to dip in our pockets and cost us nothing but money, and also bring crime into our city. Violent crime. And then he turns and says, well, it's the city council and the laws that they pass. and it's the state with the laws that they pass. But you know what really changed things? Donald J. Trump. Yeah. That's who changed it. All this time, since 2022, they're telling then Council Member Kagan, myself, and all of the delegation, can't involve ICE, can't this, can't that, can't arrest, can't give you the stats, can't do any of it. Yeah, they could, because now they're doing it. Because we have a new president that's not going to stand for it. And today, Pam Bondi responded in kind to a letter that our caucus sent back in May, the Common Sense Caucus, asking her to sue the city of New York because of the sanctuary status. Yeah. And she's doing it with the DOJ. She's doing it. This is where we're winning. We're not giving up on the unvaccinated. It's not happening. They will come back when Mayor Sliwa takes his rightful place at City Hall. They will come back. Can I have water, Jimmy?
Yes.
Excuse me. They'll come back. And wasn't it really odd that, excuse me, hands up. Yeah, hands up. That's a song. Hands up. Hands up.
Jimmy doing.
Got it.
We're gonna cut for a second. Yeah, we're trying.
No, Mom. It's okay.
We got out with Curtis in Queens. He never drank.
I have asthma. No, I have asthma. So, all good now. Back to work. Isn't it amazing how we've been fighting for the retirees for 3 years so that they didn't get Medicare Advantage shoved down their throats? Something they never agreed to. Why did they take a job with the city? Was it to become rich? No. It was for their pension and their medical coverage. And now, the Municipal Labor Commission and also the mayor wanted to take that from them. And those seniors came day after day, correct, Ari, to City Hall to testify and say why they needed their current medical insurance. But the mayor fought them in court. And they dipped into their pockets with their Social Security money. That's all they had. And they fought back. And at the point where the mayor wins his final appeal, the very next day he says, nah, I'm not going to take it. What was that? If you could do it that day, you could have done it on day one, or you could have never done it before. Exactly. What are you doing? And then he puts out the narrative that he wants to have the Republican line. When was that ever a consideration? Never.
No way.
He doesn't act like a Republican. He doesn't think like a Republican. He doesn't have the ideals of a Republican at all. Everything that I'm seeing is pandering to the far left. But isn't it interesting that with the referendums that are on the ballot, that will be on the ballot, that his charter commission, second one that he put together, that would take away community board ULURP input and any land use input from your council member that you elect to take your voice to City Hall and to vote on whether or not you want a development in your district. It would take that away. Why would you want to fast track? We're going to fast track. Do you know how many empty buildings we have in this city? Tens of thousands of units unoccupied, where the lottery never even began yet for it. Exactly. And yet he wants to put that now on the ballot because he put City of Yes, the city council worked out City for All. It extracted that part where it said ULURP and the member deference, the council's input. So this is the mayor looking at us and saying, I'll tell you what, I don't care what you passed in the city council. We voted no matter what, our delegation. But it doesn't matter what passed. I'll tell you what I want. And I want to take away your right to represent your constituents. I'm sorry. That's not a Republican. Now you know why he has single-digit polling. Cuomo. The chairman said it. Who put us here? Who put in the sanctuary state? Who put us in our homes in COVID and locked us up and told us we couldn't go to work and told us we couldn't go to the store, put us on lines, fired our first responders after they were out every single day. Liam McCabe, EMT, out every single day. Didn't care whether or not he had the PPP. No. Didn't matter then. But it mattered afterwards that he would be carrying COVID. Probably 10 of us here have it right now. You don't even know it. Let's face it. Forced to get a shot, forced to get a booster, and then suffer medical conditions afterwards. But we signed a waiver that we could not sue, right? And that's what we're fighting for right now, for our disenfranchised municipal workers. Because they won their Article 78, you can correct me on any legalese.
No problem.
Article 78, they were mandated by a judge to go back, ordered by a judge to go back to work, get back pay, get their time back, and the mayor still has not done it. He continues to appeal. Why? He's not even using corp counsel. We're paying for outside counsel. Millions of dollars. So I called the mayor directly. Mr. Mayor, you know that my heart lies with the first responders. I'm the only Republican to have a chair of a committee. I chair Fire and Emergency Management. And I take it very seriously. I sit on the Public Safety Committee. I take it very seriously. The Veterans Committee, I take it very seriously. Health Committee, very seriously. I say to Mr. Mayor, what are we gonna do for the municipal workers? Councilwoman, I have a plan. Okay, I'm all ears. I can't tell you. Why can't you tell me? He said, well, I don't want it to leak to the press. I said, I won't say a word. I'll retell Phyllis, but I really wouldn't say a word to anybody else. I'm waiting for that plan for almost a year. There is no plan. Or the plan is, have these people come back, any one of them that still want to come back after they've lost their homes, lost their jobs, been on the charity of families, some homeless, some living in their cars, come back, have to buy back their time, and not get paid back pay. But yet, we were giving gift cards to illegal immigrants. Come on! $9 billion? Where did we get that money? Because Biden didn't send it to us. Kathy Hochul didn't send it to us. That came from right here. Your pocket, your pocket, your pocket, our pockets. That's where it came from. And then, now they're gone. They're just like, boom. Election day in November of 2024. Boom. How could that be? So these are the things we have to take into consideration when we're going to vote. Who thinks like I do? Who thinks the best for my family? Mm-hmm. Who hasn't hurt my family? Who hasn't put COVID, people with COVID into nursing homes and killed my loved ones? Let them die alone. He cannot run from that, Cuomo. He cannot run from the sexual harassment charges that are against him. He cannot run from his past, which is why he didn't run a great race. Because he couldn't debate anyone. Because he couldn't hide from his record. Why isn't the mayor running as a Democrat? He's been a lifelong, well, no, he's a Republican for 5 minutes, I think, and then he became a Democrat, and he won an election, and he figured that was the right way to go. But why is he running as an independent? Because he knew he couldn't win in a Democratic primary. Mm-hmm. But Curtis Sliwa, if ever there was a chance, it's now. Think about the numbers he got in the other races when it was head-to-head. When you have 4 or 5 people in a race, those numbers make Curtis win. If he can have the base of 25 to 30% that we know he has, that's his cushion, and a few more percentage points, he can win. And Curtis is putting in the work. He's not in Uganda. He's not in the Hamptons. He's not anywhere. He's here. He's everywhere I turn up. He's in every part of this city. And he's saying the things that you want to hear. The other thing is he put a plan forward. He has policy in place now. He wants to hire 7,000 cops. He has a policy on how he'll do that. Because the city does have money. But it doesn't spend it on anything that will keep you and me safe. That's the problem. So I think that even Democrats, dyed-in-the-wool Democrats, have said to me, I just might be voting for Curtis this time.
Amen.
You remember in 2016, there was that silent majority that elected President Trump the first time, right? And thank you. And then, that's what I believe is going to happen with Curtis.
Hope so.
But we have to all use every tool in our tool belt to make sure he gets the exposure that he needs.
Yes.
Whether you're having a club meeting like this, or you have access to media, or you can put just not even for money, just a party in your backyard together so he can meet people. We need to galvanize around him. We're in a very unique situation where we're not split. There was no primary for the mayoralty. Why? Because we knew how important it was. We cannot keep shooting ourselves in the foot. We must galvanize around Curtis. And you know what? Don't let people tell you, oh, let him take that red beret off. No, that red beret is a symbol of freedom and power for this city and protection, because that's what he did. And I don't know if thank you. When you see that graphic, I Beret New York, share it, and then thank Phyllis for making it. So, but this is the thing. Like, we can't look. I don't care what he wears. It's not my problem. That, you know what I mean? He likes it. But it doesn't define him. It's his ideology that defines him. His determination that defines him. And it's the fact that we as Republicans, we need someone who thinks like us and is us. We need a Republican in Gracie Mansion at City Hall, and then we can move on to put a Republican on the second floor of the executive building in Albany. And then at that point, we would have the dream team we once had of Pataki and Giuliani.
Oh, boy.
And when was the city ever better?
Yeah.
So that's what we're working towards. That's why we gather like this. That's why clubs like DJT started. That's why clubs over in all the different boroughs have been reinvigorated. Our chairs are united, or your chairs back each other up, and elected officials like myself, we work together. And if honestly, I went on a statement the other day and it said in the newspaper, as far left as Tiffany Caban and as far right as Joann Ariola was on that statement. Why? Because it was taking away your voice in the city council with that referendum. So there's a certain component to working across the aisle, and we do that as well. We may not agree on everything, but sometimes the enemy of my enemy is my friend. So on that note, I don't know if you want me to do questions or
That'd be great.
I'm happy to take any questions if there are any. If I haven't touched on anything that you wanted to know about.
Okay.
We're with you.
God, thank you.
No, I just want to say, as Councilwoman Ariola, I don't think anyone in this room can appreciate all the everything you've done for every single unvaccinated city worker. You have been the spearhead to keep this fight alive, and with that, I'd like everyone really to give her a sincere applause. Like, yeah.
Well, honestly, and I say this really humbly, we are a team of dedicated people that are doing that. I couldn't do it by myself. I wouldn't know how, you know what I mean? Wouldn't know where to start. But God is good, and He puts people of like mind together, like yourself, like Phyllis, like me, like the Bravest for Choice, the Teachers for Choice, and all the different for choice groups. And we stand strong together. And through our office, and I can hear Phyllis on the phone going back and forth with Don Wynn and the law department and saying, why isn't there a policy in place? And there should be a policy in place, right? There's no policy in place for reentry. So Liam may have to sign a waiver, but Joann doesn't. So that's what we're fighting. We're fighting for equity. The big word in the city council now, equity. But I want a different kind of equity. I want equity for people who have worked hard and made a difference in this city. And I look forward to continuing. I'm running unopposed, so I'm very happy for that. I've run opposed and unopposed. Unopposed is better. I've run and lost, and I've run and won. Winning is better. So I thank you for giving me the time to come and share my thoughts with you and some of our accomplishments. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Come on.